Hello, please confirm you can hear me. Okay, let's give a few minutes for some persons to join us. One person should go on Instagram and confirm they can hear me. Can you hear me? Is it clear? Welcome, African Dad. It's clear. Okay, great. I'm Joe Daly, #1 blockchain realtor. And recently, this morning, I saw a post by Dr. Charles Awuzie, who is a cybersecurity expert and global media influencer. And the title of that post was Iran and versus Israel. Who do you support? Before I go into his own point of view on who you should support or who you should not support, and also my own point of view on who I support or who I do not support, I was very curious when I saw the whole Iran versus Israel thing, and to my surprise, I got to understand that it also affects UAE, Dubai, that some of the places that were bombed as a retaliation from Iran was UAE, Dubai in UAE, and also Abu Dhabi. So I'm like, you are fighting war with Israel and USA, to be precise, and then you go and bomb Dubai. You target their airports, you target important areas in these sectors. Why? So further findings made me understand that Dubai, that's UAE in general, they store some US ammunitions or some US weaponry which Iran perceive as a threat. And also in 2020, if I'm correct, there was a peace act known as the Abraham Accords, where UAE joined, of course, Israel, USA, for collaboration, thereby more open trade, transportation within routes and all. So Iran saw it as an opposition that USA is trying to interfere with its war. Of course, you know, the Iran, Israel, Syria, the war has been on for a very long time now. Palestine and all has been on for a very long time. So thank you. So this made Iran, of course, start seeing UAE, especially important areas like Dubai, as you guys are not trying to follow our plan, or you are not following our league anymore. You are trying to join USA to fight against what we are all working towards. And to me, I also get to understand that the first person to bomb, when you check very well, the first person to bomb was actually USA and Israel. They were the first, according to the news, 28th of February, that was last week, they sent some missiles into Iran, especially their concentration sites, and in fact they even killed their supreme leader. We are in Nigeria, so the same way we've been having these Boko Haram threats in Nigeria and in whichever deserts that they have hidden, and then Donald Trump intervened and then sent some missiles and they bombed some concentration camps, and some of the Boko Haram leaders were murdered. Was the same way USA and Israel targeted some concentration sites and bombed those areas, and their supreme leader was murdered. According to the news right now, it is said that the first son of that supreme leader is now being considered as the next leader, and it is said that that first son, I can't remember his name, has a lot of network ties and spies within the Iran sector and also outside its jurisdiction. So it's more like a very powerful man and a much more considered and a much more considered next of kin for supreme leader for Iran. And some persons are even saying, I saw a post that says from frying pan to fire, more like it's going to be more brutal and all. But they've not officially declared him as the new supreme leader. We don't know. And as we speak, I understand that Iran is still firing at Israel and USA. Yes. And remember, it was US and it was US and Israel that fired into Iran first. The main reason they fired is that Iran is storing some nuclear weapons, like some mass nuclear weapons that could be destructive maybe to global peace and all. So it was better to attack those weaponry, attack those concentration sites before they eventually use it for whatever reason they are keeping those nuclear weapons for. And to retaliate after the bombing, a mother country to Iran, which is Lebanon. I've forgotten, there's a particular army group, the way we have ISIS, Boko Haram, I've forgotten the name, in Lebanon, that also picked up this fight and started firing to US and also firing to Israel, and eventually they fired to Dubai. Right now, I understand that the Dubai airport is shut down. The Dubai stock market exchange is also shut down. There's basically no transaction ongoing. But there's an area of concern. There's a major area of concern that really will affect, that will affect not just Iran and what they call it, US and Israel now, that could affect the whole world, which is there is a particular Gulf. You know, there's the Persian Gulf, and then there's the Gulf of Guinea. This is not the Gulf of Guinea. And the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman. Oman is one of the UAE countries. And then there's the Arabian Sea. There's a particular place they call that spot. That route is used to ship around 20% of the world oil. Let me reiterate that. 20% of the world oil passes through that sea, that route. So, and this war is actually within that route. So if it continues, of course, there would be reduction in distribution of oil. And also that route connects not just US, Iran, Israel, Lebanon and those countries, Oman and the likes. It also connects to Africa and Asia. So if this persists, which we understand that Iran has said they are not going to cease fire until Israel backs out from the UAE or basically whatever their conflict is, like until USA takes hands off. That Gulf, as I earlier mentioned, aside the fact that oil passes through that route, a large number of trade passes through that route to Africa and also to Asia. So if this war persists, of course, those areas will not be operational. You know what will happen? There will be increase in the price of oil. I hope that this is where Dangote's refinery will come to. Thank you, African Dad. Yes, the Strait of Hormuz. This is the particular region I'm talking about, the intersection between the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, and also the Arabian Sea. That particular route is where a large number of oil, 20% of oil, is being distributed across the world. So if this persists and transportation ceases from that route, you know what will happen? There will be increase in the prices of oil. You know what happens when there's increase in prices of oil? There will be increase in the price of transportation. Yes, price of transportation, but not just oil. There will be increase in the price of materials, building materials, housing materials, and the likes. I understand that. Yes, Iran, it's a very, very productive country to a good extent. If you read Charles Awuzie's post, you will see where he mentioned that you want to get the best rugs or the best carpets, standardized carpets. Of course, you know those stories of what's this guy that lamp. I've forgotten that story of that guy that has the guinea and the lamb, that guy that flies on the mat. He saw this Persian Irani story. So if you read Charles Awuzi's post, Babylon, Persia, they were all cumulated to, they were the countries that accumulated to form the present day Iran. So it's a very, very industrious place that with this war persists, the number of trade, a number of produce or products will be affected. And of course, when oil stops, transportation goes up, prices of goods goes up, what will happen? The price of real estate will go up. Developers will say, oh, the cost of building materials have now become expensive because cost of transporting them is now expensive. So there will be delay in delivery of some housing development. This is what usually happens, where some developers will now come back and tell you, you need to add another 10 million or 20 million, or they have to. All those stories, a whole lot. My major challenge now is the fact that we do not know when this whole back and forth will stop, as the Iran government have said that they are not stopping, they are not going to cease fire until US backs out from intervening in their political wars. So it's a whole cause of concern. The whole cause of concern. So back to the question that started this conversation. Which country are you supporting? Some persons say they support Israel because, especially Christians, they believe that Israel is in the Bible, but a number of them forget that the Israelites currently there's actually more Judaism, or there are more Jews in Israel than Christian. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And then Iran on its own is where Persia that we know, Babylon that we know, a number of developments from those civilizations are still in a way in existence to date. And well, I am not supporting any particular country. My prayer is towards Israel. My prayer is also towards Iran and towards the person that were affected in Dubai. And I understand that Dubai has a very, likely up-to-speed technology that immediately they started to notice movements in the air. They had some trackers to track. I understand that Iran sent over 500 drone attacks, and a large number of them were intercepted by the Dubai security team, which I think is very impressive. For such a large number, that it's not just drone attack, there were also airstrikes as well, and a large number of them were intercepted by the Dubai team. I saw a video where these jet fighters was maneuvering this, I've forgotten the name they call that bomb. That bomb that once they fire it at you, you cannot dodge it. It must hit you. I saw how that guy was very perfect. Like, the guy was really good. He maneuvered that jet. He turned it. I don't know. He did all those movements. If you've watched this movie that is it Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise acted. Top Gun. Yeah, you should go and watch that movie. He maneuvered that jet so much that the bomb eventually, I don't know what the bomb went to. The bomb exploded without affecting the jets, to show you how well trained the Dubai government is. With all the whole bombing, I understand that so far, as at the time I checked this afternoon, not morning, this afternoon, Dubai has only recorded 5 deaths and I think less than 100 injuries, which is not so good. But at least for a country that over 500 drone attack was sent, only out of 500, only 5 people. I feel like they did a lot, and it's very impressive. God forbid, God forbid, but imagine if they attack Nigeria. How many drones, how many missiles are we going to be able to intercept? It will not be funny, but let us not look at this. Let us not look at that at all. Some of us that are putting mouths, I pray that let us instead pray in this situation. If you don't have the military strength or the military force to correct the situation. Please don't go and come out too much. I saw, Nigerians are very good at catching clues. They can go on Twitter now and go and say one thing or the other, and before you know it, a number of things will arise. And that thing I saw is, I love the fact that Dr. Charles Awuzie is very, very security protagonist. I don't know the English. Is very, very security forward. I know, was it late last year, he was calling, especially with the whole US intervening for the Boko Haram and the terrorist attacks. I know he was calling for the Nigerian government to adopt private security team, or a private trained security team that can help to attack or correct the situation. Yes, I also saw that if I'm correct, today Ethiopia is hosting their second military and security conference. Ethiopia to be precise, and he's also there. I really like what he's doing, and I just felt like let me just share my 2 cents on the whole story. I know, everyone has their phone, but today is Monday, everyone is busy. Not everyone will have the time to go through or to follow what's really going on. Okay, so with all this said, what is the recommended way forward? What is the recommended way forward? Should we, more like African real estate? My mind is very, very key on African real estate, especially Nigeria. What do we recommend? Obviously, we know that if this persists, the prices of both, starting from housing, rents, building, development will go up over time. Even the land, we know how Nigeria operates. Once fuel goes up, transportation goes up, housing development goes up. Next thing, the value of properties too will start going up. So if you have any property that anybody is reaching out to you to buy now, and you can even afford to make an initial deposit, please make that deposit. Buy it now, and when they are telling you the price is still this amount, buy it now before you hear any story. So long as you have done your verification or you trust the source of where you are buying from, buy that property. Don't think twice. Be it house, be it land, be it rent. So long as you have that property, you like what you want to buy, it is within your range, buy it now. Warren Buffett, who is known as the greatest investment advisor of all times, says that buy when others are fearful. Do you understand? Buy when others are fearful. I've forgotten the reverse. You should step back when others are rushing. Yes, be cautious when others are rushing. Why? Buy more when others are. Buy more. Buy when others are fearful. Be cautious when others are, I've forgotten the other English, are rushing to buy. So this is your time. I've been talking about a number of properties precisely in Ibadan corridors because of the major developments. Wow. I've been talking about a number of projects that buy because of, thank you. A number of properties in Ibadan, to be precise, that we should buy because of major developments. One of them is located along Ido-Irua. Right now, a hectare, which is 15 plots, is just 12 million naira. 15 plots for 12 million. I think it's a good deal. And also, if you want to do cassava or palm, it's available at a minimum management fee. You can get a hectare, an acre rather, of 6 plots for just 4.8 million naira. And if you want half of an acre, which is 3 plots, 2.4 million naira. But remember, if you want it with cassava management or palm management, the company will manage everything for you while you get your returns. That is also available. This particular project I'm talking about, I'll later share it it's just remaining 5 acres left. So we don't have, if you say you want to buy if someone decides that they want to buy 2 hectares right now, it's sold out. 2 hectares right now, whichever one you decide, you can make it 50% initial deposits and then spread the payments. Another property right now, especially in Monia, people know that one of the hottest and best selling location in Monia with high potential on ROI, that's return on investment, is Monia. I'm going to share a video, let's say before 6 p.m. or before 7 p.m. today, talking about Monia, to be precise, developments that are happening there. Do you want to get properties now? You want to get properties in this location? So thank you for coming to my live session. I hope you got value. Like, share. Once again, my name is Joe Tehile, #1 blockchain realtor. See you next time. Thank you, Christophe. Thank you, African Dan. Thank you, the Great Gracious. Thank you, the Okuna Todane. Thank you, Kalius. Thank you, Tara Jimo, for joining. How do they end this thing now?